All right, so why don't you introduce yourself?
Hello,
Stupid.
I'm Brian Flax. Would you like to know more?
I feel like I'm watching Starship Troopers. Did you see that one?
No,
Okay.
I'm not.
All right, so why don't you tell them about your training experience? Kind of like, what's different about your training compared to like, what you've seen in the past or what you've done?
Well, I do a lot of unorthodox exercises. A lot of odd movements. Movements that you don't generally see in the gym. A lot of unique workouts.
Can you describe them a little bit further? Like, what's kind of unique about them and unorthodox?
A lot. I do a lot of things that I don't really understand why I do. But like a lot of workouts on one side of my body instead of working both sides.
And I mean, why are you doing this training in the first place? Like, what is your goals? What are you trying to do?
All right, I guess I could be a little more serious. It's because I'm never gonna get there if I'm not serious.
I know.
So hopefully, place at state. I'm a college wrestler, college athlete. So hopefully to help me compete at a higher level and just to be better than the rest of the competition.
Where do you wrestle at right now?
I wrestle for Sac City College.
Cool. Okay. And I mean, in terms of those unorthodox positions, what are you noticing in your wrestling that is changing, or in terms of the results? Anyway?
I'm a lot more comfortable in certain positions that I wasn't necessarily comfortable in before.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily that I noticed the exact positions that I'm more comfortable in, but overall, like I noticed that I don't panic or I don't get stuck in certain positions or part way through a takedown. Whereas before, I would get in on a shot and I would stop rather than powering through or rather than changing directions and circling behind.
So your movements are like more fluid, you'd say? Okay.
Most, for sure. Definitely.
What else have you noticed? I mean, like in terms of training, do you sweat a lot? Do you feel the burn a lot? Like what seems even more different, so to speak?
I think the most that I ever sweat is when I run. Every once in a while I do sprints, and that's the most I sweat. Don't really ever get too sore. Like I feel my muscles working. I can feel them every once in a while be a little bit tender, but I never in like the next day, oh my gosh, no, I'm gonna stay. I think I'm just gonna sit here. I can go on about my day,
So you're getting results pretty much without the normal stuff.
Kettlebells.
Well, that's a good thing. Now, the first time we worked together, your goal was cutting weight, right?
Right.
And then, so where did you cut from in the beginning? And kind of like, can you describe your experience that first time?
Well, that first time that I went in, I met you at the gym, actually.
Yeah.
And I think I was at about 160.
Mm-hmm.
And I was cutting down, my goal was to cut down to 141s, and I was about the same height as I am now. So I was pretty tall.
How tall are you?
5'10" and a half.
Cool, okay.
So normally guys my height don't weigh aren't that light.
Yeah.
So I did a lot more, I want to say cardio, but not necessarily cardio, but more aerobic workouts, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
A lot. I feel like I was doing a little bit more reps. I don't know, we didn't really focus on reps. It was more so about my breathing and stuff. But
yeah.
Like, I did a lot more running then too.
Mm-hmm.
A lot more fast-paced stuff.
So you
like
went
aerobic.
from, I mean, pretty much your cutting experience was from 160 to
141.
And well, what did you get to when we got to like 143 or something like that?
Yeah, like 143,
and you only had to cut like 2 pounds or something.
Yeah,
which
and
was
then
easy
I stopped
for you.
working out with you for a while.
Yeah, what happened?
Just work. I work full time. I go to school.
Yeah.
And I wrestle, so like I get busy, and then I was back up to like 150 and cutting down to 141 by the end of the week every week. So that was about halfway through the season when I had stopped working out with you, and it got a lot harder for sure.
Yeah. And then what happened? Like, what do you kind of? So right now you're trying to obviously win some championships.
Now, hopefully, in high school I never placed placed at state. A lot of the guys that I wrestle with at Sac City placed at state and stuff. And originally, the only reason that I went back to wrestle in college was so that I could prove to myself that I could qualify for state or do better. Last year, I didn't have the greatest season. I separated my AC joint. So this year, I decided to try something new. Decided that I want to kind of try and get a little bit bigger and wrestle stronger rather than cutting down and being weaker.
And how big do you want to be?
157s is my weight class.
And what are you right now?
155 about. So I was a 148 when I first started working out with you again.
So you're kind of to where you want to be, so to speak?
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't mind getting a little bit bigger than my weight and then having to cut a few pounds because that's natural, especially when I start practicing every single day. I'm obviously going to be burning a lot more. So being a little bit bigger won't hurt. So maybe about like 163 or 164-ish.
Cool.
Because naturally I'm going to cut weight during the season because we're working out hard 5 days a week.
Yeah.
And then we have a tournament on the weekend. So, yeah.
Anything else you'd like to tell people before, what kind of people would you recommend this training to? And
well, the kind of training that I've been doing, I'd recommend to any athlete. Completely different from the way that you think that you would normally go into the gym and train.
Yeah.
And just not only like my confidence in my wrestling, but just the way that I feel when I wrestle. Overall, there's not even one thing that I can specifically target and say, like, I feel so much better when I'm doing this. Just overall, in any position that I'm in or anything that I'm doing in my sport now, I'm a lot more comfortable and a lot more confident doing the things that I have to do in order to, I guess, win a match or something. And not a doubt in my mind that you could probably adjust the workouts to go for any sport.
Yeah.
Like you've said, like if you wanted to put your mind to being the best at golf, you could, modify it and train your body to do the movements that you need to do. So, I think all the workouts that we've been doing are helping to train my body to move in the specific ways that I need to for my sport. So
awesome. All right, man. It was nice interviewing you. Thank you very much.